Bruce Johnson. We're with Randy Guy. He's president of the Commissioners of St. Mary's County. Mr. Commissioner, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for coming down here.
Tell us what the people are going through and how do you begin to heal from this?
Well, it's very difficult because down here in St. Mary's County, we're a rural county. We have a good relationship with all the people down here, especially our law enforcement, schools, and we've done our best to train our local officers, done well in hardening our schools as best we can. Tim Cameron is a great sheriff, has done a great job of going out and talking to the parents, talking to the schools, going the best to do drills and whatever we need to do to try to safeguard our children.
Some of these young people in here, walked out in support of the kids down in Florida and elsewhere where we've had shootings, had no idea this sort of thing was going to happen here, and a lot of them expressed their surprise and their dismay and their fear. You had a school resource officer in here. It could have been far worse, right?
It really could have been, and the thing of it is, you'd never expect it to happen to your school, and this is very dramatizes all of us to think that our child was in danger. And the SRO, the school resource officer, was a well-trained individual, and he quickly responded. He was there probably less than a minute from the time that first shot was fired, and he did what he did to isolate the situation and bring it under control.
Tell us about this guy, this deputy sheriff. Who is he?
Well, I don't really want to get his name too much involved. I mean, he's going to have enough dramatization as it is, but let's face it, he's a sheriff deputy. He's trained in tactics. He's part of that squad and everything. There's no doubt that he's probably an excellent shot. So we were blessed here to have such a person, and he did not run from the scene. He went immediately to the individual.
Absolutely right. And you have a school resource officer in every high school.
Every
right?
high school has one, yes.
With same kind of training?
Yes, very similar. Like I say, we're fortunate. Our sheriff is very highly qualified in this field. He's trained many people, not just in this county, but many counties, on how to do tactical things.
Yeah, and yet a student was able to smuggle a gun, a Glock, in here.
Unfortunately, it was. A Glock is a standard handgun for many people, and it's partly made of plastic and steel. We do not have any metal detectors.
Do you need them? You want them?
You know what? If the federal government would give us some monies, or at the local level, our legislators and senators will come down with some money, we'd be glad to put them in.
Because that's an issue, right? You've only got to find an amount of money,
yeah,
right?
you do the much you can to harden these schools. When I say harden, we got to try to do a single point entrance, try to do a vestibule where they can't go straight into the school. They got to go through a check-in point. And so you do all these things. And other than that, metal detector would be the next thing. You got 1,700 people coming to this building with backpacks on, most of them, or carrying a handbag of some kind. So you got to do something to harden it up.
And where would that money come from? The state, federal government?
We hope the governor tried to give us some money last week. Last week there was a bill that was killed for about $125 million, supposed to go towards schools, because our federal government is not coming down with any fundings.
Right.
I suppose they're too busy fighting with each other, and they're not coming with any fundings for us.
One more question. What do you think about teachers being armed?
Well, that's a difficult point. I would let the sheriff look at that, but I suppose if I had somebody who was a special forces trained, became a teacher, that might be a different story. But to take a general teacher to try to train them would be very expensive. And if they want to do it. I mean, if the person really want to do it, maybe so. But I can't imagine all the general teachers want to be armed.
Okay. Commissioner, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir,
Randy
very
Guy,
much.
President of the Commission. We're going to go to break. Back in a minute.